And let me tell you, you can call her the Kraken, but she's Sidney Powell. Come on up here, Sidney.
Thank you all so much. That makes we feel your prayers. I feel your prayers. General Flynn and I, throughout the ordeal we have been through, have felt the prayers of you and millions of people all across the country and, frankly, from around the world who have helped us face everything we have faced and have the strength to proceed every day to keep fighting for the truth. Americans around the world and freedom-loving people around the world are starved for the truth and for freedom. That is exactly what they have all tried to take away from all of us. It's been increasing exponentially for the last 20 years. It's unbelievable to me, as a child of the 50s that grew up in just an amazing time in this country when you could walk to school safely and have friends of all kinds, and there was none of the divisiveness, at least in my life and the lives of my friends, regardless of their color, that we see now. In the world of real Americans, we're not defined by who we look like, what we look like, what color we are, or anything else. We're defined by our love for freedom and liberty and justice for all, on which this extraordinary nation was founded. Those are the values, American values. God, family, country are the values we must return to now. We will not allow ourselves to continue to be influenced by flat-out communism, socialism, any of the dark forces that have come to impose their will on so many of us. Now is the time for every patriot in this country to stand up, make their voices heard, and be counted. Every person serving in any public office, whether it be local, county, state, or federal, works for you. You pay them, and you're supposed to be able to elect them with your lawful and rightful votes. There was and is still massive voter fraud across this country. It took all forms. It was not just the Dominion machines. We have experts and a witness who have explained to us that the fraud exists in the DNA of all the software that was run by any voting system in the country. So they all are at risk of having been manipulated. I think we will eventually find that the algorithm that flipped votes at a certain percentage from Trump to Mr. Biden was run all across the country. There might be a few areas that it wasn't used in, but not many. And then we have the extraordinary evidence of inexplicable spikes. I mean, hundreds of thousands of spikes in votes. We can see them injected into the system, sometimes at a rate of 90% for Biden and 10% for Trump. We all know that defies reality. You can't flip a coin 300,000 times and have it always land on heads. There are lots of people that got cheated. And it went, even local races. Lots of congressional seats, Senate seats. I agree, there should not be a runoff, certainly not on Dominion machines. I think I would encourage all Georgians to make it known that you will not vote at all until your vote is secure. And I mean that regardless of party. We can't live in a republic, a free republic, unless we know our votes are legal and secure. So we must have voter ID. And we probably must go back to paper ballots. That are signed and have your thumbprint on them. And we certainly should be able to find a system that can count them, even if it has to be done by hand. What we have experienced the last 4 years, both with respect to General Flynn and President Trump, is unacceptable in the United States of America. We expect that in Venezuela, unfortunately, where the Dominion systems and Smartmatic technology first took root and was used to ensure the election of Hugo Chavez, the brutal dictator. I'm still wondering what role our three-letter agencies had in the creation and distribution of that. I knew the swamp was really bad, but it's at least 20% worse than I thought it was. There is a whole lot of draining that's going to have to be done. And that's why they have fought so hard to get rid of President Trump and tried every dirty, nasty, evil, illegal trick in the book to do it. Yeah, it is pure evil. We've already traced a lot of the money that did this back to China. We have internet white hat hackers, I think they call them, who saw back doors open in the system and saw people in Iran and China and Hong Kong and Serbia and I don't know how many countries having influence in our election system. All of this must come to a screeching halt right now. You and your children and your grandchildren and their children deserve the very best America has to offer. The only thing that really distinguishes us from other countries is our love of freedom and the application of the rule of law. It hasn't been applied fairly or equally in probably 2 decades. We must demand that change right now. We will give all our evidence to the Department of Justice as soon as we get it pulled together. I know. I wish I could say I didn't have concerns about how that would be handled, but unfortunately I still do. It's going to take a lot of indictments and fast to show us that they really mean business, because there has been flagrant election fraud. We have evidence of everything from people buying votes with checks written from a business on K Street in D.C. to ballots being shredded, ballots being manufactured, ballots coming across the border from Mexico that are counterfeit, a plane full of ballots that came in, ballots distributed across state lines after being faked. I mean, there is no kind of voter fraud that hasn't been experienced this year across the country. Yeah, Georgia was absolutely full of it. Rife with voter fraud, but so are other states, including North Carolina and Virginia. Pennsylvania went solid for Trump, yet they're still, So we need to flood the legislators here in Georgia and the governor and the Secretary of State with phone calls and letters. Yeah, I know. Everybody feels like they're not being listened to, and that's just not right. This is your state and your country, and they need to remember they work for you. I just want to thank you all so much for caring enough to be here today. It is my honor, and I know Lynn feels like it's his honor, and so does the rest of our significant team who have been working day and night since the election, none of whom have been paid a dime yet, although people have been contributing generously to defendingtherepublic.org. But we haven't even had time to get the stuff set up to write a check to pay anybody with yet. We're too busy fighting the fight, but yeah. Thank you. I know you have my 6, and we all really appreciate that. Once again, you inspire us. God bless you, and God bless America.
God bless you, Sidney Powell. God bless you. God bless all of the people here. Danny Hamilton, I want to thank Danny Hamilton. He drives our